Google Flow just launched its agent mode, and a lot of people are wasting credits without even realizing it. In this video, I'll show you exactly how to use agent mode the right way to get better results while spending fewer credits. I'll also reveal a common mistake that even experienced creators make that can seriously hurt the quality of their outputs. But before we get to that, let's start by understanding how agent mode actually works. Inside a new project, click the agent mode toggle in the prompt box. Once enabled, all standard generation settings disappear because the agent now manages all generations. The agent settings panel is located at the bottom and can be expanded for a full view. Every time you activate the agent, it creates a new session, similar to a conversation thread. You can run multiple sessions simultaneously by creating new ones from the top of the interface. On the left side, you'll find your session history, where you can view, rename, or delete any session. The agent settings are also accessible from the bottom of this panel. Within agent settings, you'll find the default image and video generation options. The most important one is confirm before generating, which asks for your approval before anything is created. You can set it to either always on or never. Keep confirm before generating enabled. Since the agent automatically creates media, a misunderstanding of your prompt can quickly consume a large number of credits. Always approve generations manually. The plus button still gives access to all your saved images, videos, and projects. Closing the chat does not disable agent mode, you remain inside it. Finally, at the bottom, you'll find agent instructions, one of the most useful features, which we'll cover next. Now that you understand the interface, let's talk about what this tool can actually do. If all you have is a rough, unfinished idea, you can bring it directly to the agent. For example, I could go to the prompt box and type, I want some UGC-style images for a premium skincare brand called Lumina Glow. Can you help me brainstorm some ideas? Notice the two words I used, brainstorm and ideas. That's intentional, because the agent is designed to create content. If you don't clearly ask for ideas first, it may skip brainstorming and go straight to generating an image or video. Let's run that prompt. When the response comes back, the agent will present several different creative directions and concepts. At that point, all you need to do is choose the one that stands out to you. I'll select the first option, and from there the conversation continues. The agent begins moving toward proposing or generating an image based on that idea. When the response arrives, it lets me know it's ready to bring that concept to life. Let's approve it and see what happens. When the result comes back, you'll get the same concept the agent originally suggested, now fully generated. So the workflow is simple. Give the agent a rough idea, let it provide 4 or 5 creative options, choose the direction you like most, and then have it generate the final image for you. Here's something I learned the hard way: the agent has a daily quota. Hit the limit and you wait 24 hours. So instead of going back and forth conversationally, front load your prompt with everything. Same Lumina Glow skincare concept, but now I'm adding video format, raw natural daylight, specific angles, detailed shots, UGC style. One prompt, maximum information. The difference in output quality is immediate. You get 3 polished concepts with full shot breakdowns instead of vague suggestions. From there, pick a concept. You can say, I like concept 3, but I'd like to make some changes, and the agent will edit it and respond. In my case, I simply say, I prefer concept 3. Then when you're ready to build style references, say references, not reference. One word changed my result from 1 image to 3. The agent is smart, but it's literal. Review the references against the original plan. Check that each image matches its scene. If something's off, ask the agent to recreate that specific shot. Say, create an 8 seconds video by using this concept and references. When you eventually create the video, here's the honest truth. The agent does not guarantee great output. I tested it live, 3 reference images for 3 scenes, 8 seconds of video, and it ran out of time jumping between scenes. The agent is a collaborator, not a director. Review the script, the scenes, and the references before you go to video. Now here's something that genuinely surprised me the first time I tried it. I'm going to paste this into the agent. Please create a storyboard about a boxer preparing for the most important fight of his life. Decide the details for me. That last phrase matters. Without it, the agent stalls and asks you questions instead of building. With it, you get a full text storyboard immediately, title, concept, all frames with descriptions. Then say, create a visual storyboard grid based on these scenes. What you get back is impressive and imperfect. Subject consistency wavers. A star disappears. A reflection appears unexpectedly. But some things it gets right. A montage frame that looks chaotic? Go back and read the frame description. It was supposed to look like that. Important constraint. Flow videos max out at 8 or 10 seconds. A 6-frame storyboard doesn't fit. If you want a proper 10-second video, tell the agent up front. Create a storyboard for a 10-second video. It will compress the story into 4 tight frames. But then read the dialogue it adds. Frame 2 had multiple lines of narration. Does that fit in 10 seconds? No. This is your job. The agent drafts, you edit. When I approved the generation without fixing the dialogue, the result actually dropped the narration entirely on its own. For the most part, the visuals stayed consistent, but the takeaway stands. Read the script, fine-tune the details, then and only then go to video. Alright, let's get into references, because this is where things start getting genuinely exciting. You can absolutely use references and characters with the agent. Add assets using the plus button or typing at in the prompt. You can pull images, videos, or characters from any project, even a different one. Load that project. Select your character, and it carries over exactly like working with ingredients in the classic prompt. Real example. Create 16:9 image. At Momria is reading a at book and wearing at jacket. The agent understands your intent, automatically uses the attached references, and generates the image. What impressed me most was how well it followed the references. The character, clothing, and overall scene remained remarkably consistent, making the final result feel much closer to what I had envisioned from the start. Now scale this up. Same character, same references, but now, create a storyboard using at Momria and the attached references. Location. Outdoor city park with natural light and cinematic atmosphere. Provide detailed scene descriptions and create a visual storyboard grid. You get character description, wardrobe, environment, and all frame breakdowns remarkably detailed. The grid output has some issues, but character consistency across frames is solid. The lesson. The agent needs your input to produce its best work. Imagine a reference image that's almost perfect, but with slight issues like wrong colors or outfit. With the agent, fixing it feels instant, like messaging someone who already understands the project. Drag an image as an ingredient and prompt. Edit the attached reference. The man is wearing a pink jacket and the text title book is red. The agent confirms it's editing, not generating from scratch, then makes the changes. Behind the scenes, it converts your instruction into an optimized model prompt. The result: pink jacket, red text. All iterations are saved with their prompts intact. Context persists across turns. With the same image active, just say, make it black and white. No need to re-reference the image. The agent knows what you're talking about. And that brings us to the end. You've now gone from zero to a real understanding of one of the most powerful tools inside Google Flow. These are the fundamentals you can do with the agent. But never forget, this is AI, and what you get out of it depends heavily on how you interact with it. If this video added value for you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.